All right, hey folks, we're going to do some artwork this morning. My chair's sinking again. Give me a second here. I'm going to check in on my signal, make sure that I'm coming through loud and clear. We got some fast social media posts that we need to do to announce the live stream. That's going to take about a minute, so you can skip ahead into the artwork if you want. For the time being, let's do a mic check here. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this sounds pretty good. If the sound volume balance between the music and my voice sound off, please do let me know so I can correct. But in the meantime, click, grab the link. And I've got like 5 buttons to press, and then we're going to get into the artwork. So, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And we just finished creating an adventure in the Eberron campaign setting called Crystals of Mabar. I'm currently packaging them off stream. It should be publishing next week. And, yeah, a little later than I wanted, but I'm happy to be doing it. I'm thinking like Tuesday or Wednesday next week we should be up and running. Speaking of up and running, I've completed my social media posts. Let me fix my screen here so we can get to work. If you think this stuff is cool, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notification when we're live in the future. For D&D enthusiasts, here's a bunch of books that I made on the DMsGuild. They all have free previews. They're chock full of my art and ideas. Be welcome to click the preview link and take a look. Yeah, if you want to support me, buy some. But look at them first. Make sure that you want to. My seat just decompressed. The hydraulics on my chair are dying. So I keep dropping in height, and I have to keep fixing it. So bear with me while we go through that process. I think I'm going to be scouting out a new chair this weekend. But all right, so let's get to work. We have our here's our blank space. Here's the reference image that we're using for terrain, color, and texturing. So I'm going to hide that for a second. So we dropped in the sky first. And then we added in the mountains. I've reduced the size of this from our last visit, as I said that I would. Let's blank that out. But since I blanked this, I need to push this terrain out to the edge. So I'm going to do some whinging here for a few moments, and then we're going to come back through. We're going to keep working on these hills that we're dropping in on top, which are going to get clipped like around here. And then I'm not bothering with all of this expanse down here. Like that's not that amount is not necessary. Maybe more like something like this-ish is all I really need. And I'll do something here in the foreground instead of just this tree line. I mean, the real beauty in this photograph is the mountain range, obviously. The trees do a decent job framing it, and of course, reflecting water is always gorgeous. But that's not the composition that we're going with. I'm just using it as a reference. I'm not using it to duplicate. I don't need/want to duplicate this piece. I could if I really wanted to. We've done that with other pieces, like what was it? The mountains in Montana is a good example. But there was also a seascape in Hawaii that we had done. I forget the names offhand. Anyway, so I mean, we can do photorealism. We can duplicate works. I've reproduced 120 different Bob Ross paintings from his different seasons of his show. But I'm not particularly interested in just duplicating stuff today. We're taking the ideas from this piece and we're building them hopefully into something a little more unique. So let's hit the eraser here real quick and zoom in here real fast to erase at this. Blend that out. There we go. Good. Feels good. Okay, so now we can drop the hills back in. We can seal up the mountain. Yeah, well, we have a little bit of outline issue that we need to resolve here and along here. It's a little rough still, but we can clean that up with an eraser since this is all bound into the same layer now. But let's Let's continue. My chair lost the pressure again. I'm just having issues today. There we go. Maybe this will sit and last. Yeah, mountains are in place. I'm happy with that. We are clipped down here, so we need to fix this. There. What are you adding to the equation? Hold on. Where are you coming from? Oh, right. Yeah, God, that looks really good. Conceal. I don't need to have those separated, so we can merge those layers down. I specifically want to keep this one separated as lighting for now. So let's grab this and bring this down. There we go. And once we have this properly blended, we'll return to our normally scheduled production. Speaking of production, it's Thursday in the real world. For those that aren't catching it days, years, or forever later. On Mondays and Thursday nights, I do game design. I also do game design on Saturday mornings before we do play testing of my game designs on my Discord server. All this stuff is linked down below. Is it? It should be. Yeah, so tonight we're going to continue converting the 5.5 character classes in the 5.5 Player's Handbook into the color magic paradigm from Magic the Gathering, converting all the classes into a color mana resource paradigm. Like instead of having superiority dice, Battlemaster has mana. The Psi Warrior, instead of having psionic dice, has mana. The Barbarian has mana. The Rogue has mana. They all have mana. Everyone has mana. They all use mana to cast spells and to channel powers that we've been developing here on stream for the past 18 months. And we're at a point now where we can start like finalizing text and start locking stuff down into pages so that we can publish the thing and, you know, have fun. So I'm going to take this. So that we'll be working on that tonight. We're going to work on monks and paladins tonight. We've done a number of passes over the classes and subclasses, passes of subclasses and subclasses over the past 18 some odd months, but we're finalizing them. Everything is locking down. We're pretty happy with how everything has been in playtesting. They feel pretty viable. The mana mechanic is working. The powers are working. Playtesting has been stupid fun. So we're going to continue proceeding. Like the Barbarian is done, the Bard is done, the Cleric is done, the Druid is done, the Fighter is done. We'll get to the Artificer and the Scion later. They're not part of the core rulebook, so we're not including them in the core. But things are coming along. I'm really happy. Blending this down. There we go. Yeah, let's push this lighting around a little bit like this. Hey, what's going on, Drag? It's good to see you, my man. Yeah, so that Eberron adventure should be on the DMsGuild next week, and I'm just doing this. I'm just doing some landscape artwork as a palette cleanser. To get myself in the mood to do more book creation for the other stack of stuff that we want to get done for 2026 and 27. I'm hoping by the end of 2027, all the things like all the big books that I want to publish on for D&D IP specifically will be done, so we can shift gears and move into producing content for Patreon and on ttrpg, and consider getting into Kickstarters or backer kit stuff. So late 2027, 28. That's where I'm thinking about. Hold on. Let's break that script and bring this down. That felt a little bit too high up. I like how it's bumping up against this edge here. That feels cool. But I'm going to have to correct the stuff underneath here. We got that bit of mountain range popping up that I need to get rid of. I see text. Give me a hot second. I'll catch up with you when I'm finished scratching at this. Almost there. Stay on target. What's up? Cool. Writing something for the Planescape? You know what? No, actually. I loved Planescape as a setting in 2nd edition. I was happy to buy it as soon as it came out. It was like 1991, something like that. But I have not been compelled. Ravnica has completely scratched my Planescape itch. Like the way that the guilds work in Ravnica is I love color identity more than I love the factions of Planescape. I am willing to admit. Though I've always been a big Sensate fan. They're super cool. That feels better. I'm going to actually come through here real quick since we're on the subject of erasing the mountains. Let's get in here and dig away at some of this some of these unnecessary margins or outlines. If I thin them down a little bit, they tend to integrate a little bit better. Hey, that's my 20-minute timer. I've got a thing that goes off every 20 minutes. Make sure I'm taking water, not getting lost in details, and continuing to move forward at a decent clip. So, but I am going to take a few minutes here to fuck around with this mountain range. What's up? I prefer the way the Planescape, basically the creation of contemporary arts and philosophy majors, like the pure chaos of it. Yeah. There may be some weird connection issues because the stream keeps lagging out. Let's check on it. It seems stable enough at the moment. All right. Yeah, I mean, internet, regardless of being in Seattle or not, internet connection here has been pretty shaky lately. I'd say for like the past year, it's been a lot of spinning wheels, honestly, when there shouldn't be. This used to be the most the most hyper, or the most online city in the world, but I seriously doubt we hold that title anymore. Though over pushing our resource limits would be a good way for me to have lag signals coming through. Like these little furzy bits that I need to get rid of, those little burrs. Only happens for me when you stream. Oh, weird. Only when authentication is red. Let's just call it conspiracy, and try to make the best of what the man gives us. Yeah, I wanted to fix this. That outcropping like that felt really unnatural. I don't want those fringes. There we go. Just cleaning up some lighting issues. Good. Oh, come come over here and we'll correct along this line here. I see text. Hold on. Okay, cool. Yeah, like that. And here, that feels pretty good. There's some mess down here that needed to be contended with. Hold on, we'll get to you. Oh yeah, let's chop this in here like that. That feels good. There we go. Gotta get those margins down. There's some really furry bits here that I really need to attend to before I forget about them. So thank you for this this indulgence. Let's straighten that up. And I'll probably have to smudge out that cloud a little bit. It's looking a little bit too solid. There. Straighten this out. I see text. Hold on. Catch up with you in a hot second. Yeah, that is weird. You're not in Europe, are you? Sometimes Euro viewers have issues uploading, posting things while I'm live streaming. Huh. Australia. I don't know about us. There. Okay, cool. That feels. Oops. Once you start, you can't stop. Made a clean spot. Gonna have to clean the whole thing. Newt! No! Newt! Good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's step away from the mountain and get back into the hills. Loving this ridge. I can just play with contours and texture like just forever. It really is just giving up on a piece. It never being finished. It's like how much can I layer in detail and get the, like at some point you're just whinging, you know, like you're not adding any more real value to the piece. You could argue that for like 2 hours worth of stuff that, I mean, I love how these mountains turned out, but you could argue that maybe an hour or two of it wasn't really that necessary. But I got to a place where I was really happy with the level of texturing and lighting overall across the piece. So that felt like a pretty good stop point. Let's grab this color here, bring this down, just work it into the canvas along here. Text. Sup? Oh, thanks. I really enjoy mountains. This song reminds me of Toonami. World's Strongest. Bum, bum, bum. You got to be careful with where the lighting hits to make sure that I'm not creating unnatural shadow. That feels really good though. I really like that lighting effect. Nope. Yeah, we're at 100%. Good. Rid of that. So bring in this dark color again here just to make this block in. Just using my simple cloud smudge brush, it disperses pixels really easily. It's a nice little piece. Curve around here like that. I can't put shadow in the foreground like that because the sun is coming from over in this direction. So I have to be careful about how I build this ridge line and how I drop shadows into it to not create unnatural shapes. There. And then I can just blend it. I'm just going to light blend this in here. Just let it fade into the down into the horizon, below the horizon. Good. Because this is gonna get cut off around here anyway. So there's not much sense in adding too many details below that point. Well, maybe down like here. It's probably where we'll end up settling. So this is about on the edge of where I need to worry about detail anyway. So that's panning out nicely. After we complete this ridge line, we'll get into the, these are what we're calling highland hills, and then we'll get into the lowland hills. We go over here, we can see, like we have this bluff here that's further forward than the rest of the mountain back here. So I get to add this. You see how thin of a stripe this this yellow streak is through here. So when we pan back and you can see, again, not a lot going. I want to have trees probably coming up here like this, and trees over here like this, and then they'll come in along like this here. Like that'll probably be our tree line somewhere around like that. So I might end up pushing the whole piece up a little bit or create some more space underneath. I'm trying to keep the 16:9 ratio, even though this image isn't formatted for that. That's the size that I wanted to have this drafted in. All right, Kearney, stop whinging. Get back to work. This painting ain't gonna pixel itself, son. In, push those pixels up, larger brush, lighter opacity. That's a softer smudge strength, so it'll disperse and spread the pixels more evenly with less mass being moved. So that feels pretty good, and it feels like it's walking us into those lowland hills really nicely. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pump the brakes here with this mass, and then we'll stack up the next layer in front of this. That feels pretty good. I've actually been looking at the reference image here, and I think I want to deepen the blue back here. So I'm going to take a hot second here, go back to the skyline. We got two things that we need to do real quick. This stripe right here was bothering me. So I wanted to smudge that out a little bit so it wasn't such a thick chunk of paint. It just felt unnatural. Just dispersing that a little bit just to thin it. Just to thin it up. It's not important, but it's just a detail that I was noticing. This all feels pretty good. get the reference out of the way. Yeah, that feels pretty good. There's a little bit of a tangent going on here. It's very, very close. I don't think I'm 100% happy with that. Let's see. So let's bring that down and push it over a little bit. There, that feels better. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Grab this and there, that feels pretty good. I like that. Stitch that up. We got some sky to do.
Stuff. So thank you. Want to learn?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. The brush set that I use is on my Patreon. It's currently free for anyone to grab that's interested. When I finish this piece, I'll be posting this to my Patreon along with the PDF breakdown of how of the different layers that I've broken it into. So you're welcome to pick that up if you want to. It'll include the brush set, the PDF, high resolution JPEG. So, and then the paint along, us actually doing the thing. Where's let me see that reference image again. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, cool. We're doing good over here. It just takes practice. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That really bumps up the contrast. Smooth it out. It should be, yep, pretty smooth. Okay, cool. That's good. So we can stitch this stuff up. Mountains are good. Back into the hills, those are good. And we're going to call these Highlands. And then we're going to move into hills. Hills. Let's grab our reference. Let's jump forward here. Highlight. Jeez, that shift is crazy. I'm going to have to take a couple seconds here to figure out what's going on with the coloring. So we have this, which is like a reddishness, kind of a pink, I'm guessing. And then we've got these, we've got this rock coming through. That's that same yellow material that the mountain is. And then we have this greenishness that's going on. I suspect that, I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. Like further down here, it seems like we have trees that are growing along here, but I don't think this isn't trees that we're looking at. No, God, maybe those are trees. Hold on. Okay, that's that pinkishness. That's the yellowness, and then oh my God, I think this is all forest and vegetation and shit going on back in here. Yeah, see, it's got those little jags going on. These are fucking trees. That's crazy. Okay. But we have a base now that we know that we're operating out of. This is our base color for the rock. This is the highlight color. So this is shadow. This is highlight. My RGB slider up here, and it has the same striation sort of feeling going on. Oh man, I like this. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, those archeries. Look at that. So we have dark shadow here, and now we have highlights here. It's a subtle difference. From here to that's the green. Oh, okay, that's rock side sticking out. See, yeah, here we are. This tree has that same. See, it's the same. It's this tree here in the foreground. Here has the same color coding here. Here's the foreground, very, very dark. Here's the background on the hill back here, much lighter, but it's the same pattern. So I know those are, even though I don't see color myself, I know those are the same color because they're matching, the RGB slider is matching pattern. And it looks like we have, so yeah, that is tree, but it's a different type of tree. And this is, Jesus. We'll get it sorted out. Hold on. Yeah, this is all mountain. Oof. Yeah, that's definitely mountainside. Oh boy. Yeah, this is pushing my comprehension. There's a lot of language going on inside here that I can't directly interpret. Go there. Now we got this going on. That I think is the actual base. All right, so we're gonna go with this. We're gonna risk it and go with this as our base color. We need to grab our razor. This feels like a job for a razor. So this is what the razor looks like. I hear you. Cool. Begin again. Begin again. Do I want to push it up here like that? Is that what I want to do? Take this and pull at it. Same as Bob, just grab where the thick of the paint is and just drag it down towards the canvas. We're just using some slopes here to just create some, like this is the ridge line here, so I'm dragging in that direction. I have a ridge line here, so I'm dragging in that direction. Ridge line here, dragging in that direction. And this direction here goes this way, so you create this crosshatch that ends up creating an inference of terrain, but blends down as you move further down the page, blending out at the base. You always want to have the thickest line of color, the strongest pigment on the top edge, and then fade it out as it moves further down in the terrain. That gives you a more neutral tone at the base that you can then stack up whatever vegetation, like in this instance, tree line, that we're going to stack up in front of this landmass. So we got mountains and then highlands and now these lower land hills. It's just creating this stepping effect, which, you know, is what mountains do. So we can continue with that stepping or that fading smudge down here. I need to break this off. Yeah, I reference images into that, so we're cool. We're doing good over here. Whew. Deep sigh. Yeah, I think I'm really good with this. So let's just continue to futz around here a little bit. What time is it? It's 7:15. I've still got 40 minutes left. This is great. Yeah. We're just gonna get some shit done. Just keep dunzing it. Yeah, landscapes are a real easy way for me to cheat half and full page illustrations into a book. Just find some sort of topography that coincides with whatever it is that you're talking about on the page, vaguely, even just vaguely, and you can justify a landscape painting on your page, and it just eats real estate and looks good. So we're just doing the base form here to just to basically create the silhouette and establish its mass on the page, and then we'll, again, like with the mountains and stuff, we'll go through the texturing of adding the lights and darks once we have this base on. The base will act as a good backfill for shadow. Just blending it out, really just trying to work it into the canvas so it just fades out and disappears. And we'll curve that out just to push the edge of the page. Blend to win. Okay, cool. So I'm just whinging on this little detail here. Just really being whingingly meticulous about that blend. Okay, cool. Good base. Hey, thank you. It's just, you could half-ass it or you could try. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to redo the Color Mana books, because some of that artwork, compared to what I'm doing these days, it's 7 years old. I've gotten better since I did those books considerably. So some of it I can keep. There's some pieces in there I still like, but a lot of it I want to swap out the format, swap out how the pages sit, the layout. We've got new information we're adding in because of the 5.5 rules changes, how the classes work, and just a bunch of quality of life improvements from having used the system for the past 8 years of playtesting and running a number of campaigns from level 1 to 20 with it. I want to replace it and improve upon it. It's a conceit. I'm not moving forward with arguably the Bastion campaign book is more important than me redoing the Color Mana system. As far as from a business perspective or a general community perspective, when I do Bastion stuff, my numbers are 5 times higher than when I do Color Mana stuff, because there's a lot more of a general audience that I believe finds value in creating solutions for using Bastions in D&D than there's interest in converting the 8 schools of magic and Vancian spell slots into Color Mana. That's such a niche audience. It's stupid that I'm obsessed with it, but it's a mechanical concept that's just such a great Ludo narrative. It's hard to ignore it. So I'm going to try working on both. We're going to bounce back and forth between Color Mana and the Bastion campaign book and see if we can get them both published, all of them published, in a decent amount of time by going page by page. So almost done here. I'm really just whinging these details a lot. Even my muse, she's like, my hand's cramping, dude. Let's move on. Come on, baby. It's just weakness leaving your wrist. There. Okay, that feels really good. So we can have that as a base. And oh boy, yeah. How am I gonna do? I like how this is like moving in an arrow like that way back towards the mountain. I like seeing that. So we're gonna see if we can work some of those cool little details into this piece too. This feels like we're kind of getting set up to win over here. Boop, boop. How do I want to do this? Hold on, I gotta study this a little bit more. Okay, I see it. I'm working with a round brush with my flat edge chisel razor here. It feels like the right brush to use. This stuff is awfully weathered down. Oh wait, there's some jags going on in here that need to be fixed. So let's blend down here. Hey folks, how's everyone doing? Glad to have some folks coming through. I really appreciate anyone that wants to check out the channel. Bless you. Thanks for being here. So we're seeing over here in the reference image. Here we've got the highlands here, and now we're hitting like a lower bluff here that's then rolling around to here. Like this is all part of the same flowing mass. I thought there was more foreshortening happening, like with like the ridgeline breaking off, but no, it actually curves out and spills into the mountain here. So that's one piece. So I need to adjust accordingly. So we have the ridgeline here that's going on with this. I like where that's at. I like how this is bending around and blending with this. I like where this is at. So I'm messing around with this terrain right now to see if we can make this fit and feel good. We're experimenting. Normally when we experiment, it ends up pretty good. We've got a really strong foundation of skills to use to be able to make these type of landscapes. But the specific needs for each is always changing. So I have a lot of experience with doing Bob Ross stuff. I'm generally pretty good with his types of techniques. But we could get thrown for a loop occasionally. So there's nothing is ever guaranteed. We don't want to take anything for granted. And if we have to backtrack and scrub things out and start over, then that's so be it. That's what happens. Oh God, I like that lighting effect. That feels really, really cool. I can add some foreshortening here. Get away with that. Again, keep blending things in to make things smooth out. Not too rough because I don't want trails. I just want to blend, smooth and blend. That's where we're at with this piece. The underlayer is always going to be smooth and blended down more than the actual surface texture. I like how this is sitting. It almost has like a sand dune sort of feeling to it. I love how sand is both like hills and mountains, but like water at the same time. That's so cool. this and blend. Oh, I'm really liking this space. Let's keep working with this. See where it takes us. God, this looks super fucking cool. I want to be sure I clip this properly.
Don't like sand. It's coarse and rough.
5 points, Gryffindor. Yeah, that feels good. Okay, so how is that happening back here? Let's check our references again real quick. There we go. Okay. Okay, so this is further out, so I can. Let's yeah, let's get into this space. Let's do this. Let's do that again. Really don't know what I'm doing. I just feel like I should be adding in some texture sort of effects going on like this and just fading and eating them into the canvas. Let's add a layer on top of that, and then we can keep that stuff underneath there that we just built, but then fade on top of it. Is that the right way to do this? Maybe not 100%. So let's do like that too. Yeah, we'll keep this ridge line here. That feels really good.
Some weird mountains in Discord as references. Hey, Gabby, it's good to see you. Oh, no kidding. You put references? Thanks. Oops, I just fucked my window. No. Yes. And we're back. I will take a look at the mountains later. Devil's Tower in Wyoming.
Thank you. I think that'll do. This is gonna work. Let's take some of this and similarly dot that across here. Let's grab the right brush for smuggering. I'm just trying to find the right shape that we want to play with in here. I think this will probably work. I'm going to erase this a little bit. right, that feels pretty good. Let's, Okay, let's keep doing that. Let's see. A little bit of here and a little bit along here. That should do pretty good. This is probably going to get covered over with trees anyway, but again, we want the details in here, just to have them. There. And then what do we want to do over? Actually, let's take that, cut that, and paste that into a separate layer so we can keep. I see text. Hold on. I'll catch up with you in a hot second.
Giant rock sticking up in the middle of nowhere. Nice.
Well, hey, Fernando, it's good to see you, my guy. You are neither early nor late. You arrive especially when you're supposed to. Precisely when you're supposed to. Excuse me. Words, Kearney, they have meaning.
Thank you, Timely Timer. It looks like I got,
20 minutes left? Yeah, I got 20 minutes left. This is going to turn out just fine. Get back up into here. And trim that down a little bit. There. And then blend it in. That feels pretty good. I like that. I like where this is going. I'm just stacking stuff up on top of each other to the point where there's just a shitload of open layers over here, and then I tend to just glue them all together, just bond them into one single layer again. Carve that out a little bit, create some curve over here. That feels pretty good. Grab that and start blending in here like that. Again, this is probably all gonna get blocked by trees, but we want to do it. We want to see it. You'll love to see it. And this line around here where we're at, I think we're gonna start dropping trees and probably like far back trees. Let's take all of that. Yeah, let's start building on top of that. So let's see. Let's get back into our reference image here. Damn it. I'm gonna hit save real quick. I accidentally popped this thing out of its frame. So I'm going to close that and reopen it.
Take a second. Fair enough.
All right, so let's do this proper. Grab the color reference from over here. Start using that here on the okay. Yeah. We'll go with this. Good. And starting a new layer here just to add new texture. Going through here like that. We're using that again, that eraser to help fade this in, and just creates just instant texture. Such an easy, cheap little cheat, but it's so fucking effective. Such a cheat. Let's drop down here, and I want to add some of this a little rougher hewn. Just going to add a little bit more space and a little less consistency in angle and size. And this is underneath the layer that we just did, so this is going to be stacking up. There, feels pretty good. Put that in, and then stack this up again. I'm going to flip it over and go the other way. Like that, and then we just fade this all in. It ends up looking really fucking cool. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that feels really, really good. Increase the size of this a little bit. Just erase that a little bit just to get, it just creates such easy texture. So fucking great. I've never played with these type of mountains, and I am in love with this process. These things are so fucking cool. All right, so we can keep adding this texture all along this ridge line here because this fade is working really, really well. And then we'll stack up. We got about 10 minutes left. So we'll finish up this texturing here, and then we'll start looking at the trees that are juggled into these things. Oh yeah. So we're creating a really good structure here that's creating all sorts of little ledges and shapes that we'll then be able to go back through and add that greenish color to. That I suspect these are trees green, and to be able to flesh that stuff out, and that'll end up probably looking really, really good. All right, let's stay here. Keep working this ridge line here. There, and then we erase and fade. Go here.
There. Sorry, I'm concentrating too much. Not much talky. These are new techniques, so I'm learning. I'm practicing and learning how to do these things, which kind of shuts down conversation a little bit now and again. My apologies, guys. I've been very, very quiet during the whole streaming process. I've been far quieter than I usually am. Mostly because, like I said, I'm exploring new techniques. I'm not really sure of what I'm doing or how I'm doing it. There. I sure am quiet, though. It's not usual. That's not who I am, man. That's not me. It is today. It is today. There we go. That feels pretty good. Okay, cool. Back to normal. Sabe. It's a very orange mountain. Was that on purpose? A very different color than the rest of the piece. I know, right? Hey, Def. I'm pulling references from over here, and I'm seeing. Let's see. Where was that? You know, where the fuck is that coming from? I have to find it. Where are you at, baby? That's where I think I'm getting it in from. Around up in here. Transitioning from this yellow down into an orange, down into a much more grayish midtone, into green. I agree. There's a big shock difference. I think this is going to end up working well, though. It goes from the yellow down into this red down here, and red and greenishness. Like there's a really good breakdown here. But yeah, I was questioning. Yeah, before he showed up, I spent like maybe 10 minutes whinging on that. It's like, I'm not really sure about what's going on here. But yeah, I think it's working out. So here's our bluff and ridge line. I can now start adding in that. I'm going to fold up the hills. I'm happy with it. I'm good with that as it is. So now I'm going to add in a new layer here and do far forest. Yeah, every time where I've questioned what colors I was using and changed it, the feedback that I've gotten was it's less striking now. And that really, over time, convinced me that the colors really don't matter at all. It's how are they being combined together to create contrast and bring your eye, move your eye through the piece. And I deal a lot, like the reason why I like a lot of these pieces is because of how they transition, like from, like there's dark to a light to a mid-tone to light to a shocking dark to a mid-tone to dark to light to dark again. Like it has this path. It goes dark, light, dark, mid-tone sometimes, light, dark, mid-tone, dark, light, dark. I like that transition, but I think colors work that way as well. And you got the blue, and then this what color was this? Like an orangish, like a ruddy, I guess like a ruddy pink maybe. So blue to like this pinkishness into yellow, into orange, into green. Like that's another moving around the color pie. That's creating contrast as well. But I don't see that contrast with only having black and white vision. So I have to trust that the lighting that I want, the value that I've chosen, exists inside the piece with the colors that, like the colors of the piece jive with the contrast that I want. And that sometimes ends up causing me to grab, like in this instance, orange, more of an orangeness, because that was fitting the value that I wanted without like, maybe this should have been like more of a pinkish red that I should have dropped down in value instead. I just grab colors that exist inside the piece and make them work. And I think it's that like literally that ignorant reshuffling of color that makes my stuff fun. Instead of people just looking at it as like, hey, that's wrong, it's like, oh, that's interesting because I am referencing stuff that are real. I'm going to start layering in on top of that. I'm seeing this back here. I want to layer in on top of this. I'm going to recant and go back to my hills. I think I want to start adding in pockets. Like this is the same, almost the exact same values I've been using, but it's a different color. So I don't know if this is the right way to do it or not, but I was inspired just now to grab and start doing this. And I suspect melting down the strength of that a little bit is probably going to make it interesting. But I'm feeling compelled to do this, so I'm going to do it. And then I'll be able to start dotting trees over it. Oh yeah, is this what happened? You were looking at this and that's what you were thinking? I love you, Def. That the shadow there would definitely make the orange pop. That's awesome. Okay, good. Okay, good. Well, it sounds like we're in alignment. I'm going to leave that be. I think I just wanted to work over here a little bit. And I think I'm happy with that. So now I feel like I've got like these little ridge and spot effects here. We see those here as well. So now I can take this color, which is like that. It feels like distant forest. So I'm going to fold up the hills here, go back to our far forest. Let's go find a brush. I think the brush that I want is our distant foliage brush, literally called distant foliage. This is what it looks like. And I can make it squat. This is as tall as it gets. So I think what I want to do is use this. I need a darker color than that. Yeah, it's very, very close. I'm going to work this down a little bit. That's too dark. Fudge! Actually, let's just be smart about it. Let's take this and drop that down till it's the value that I want. I think I want it to be just about there. So let's grab. Good. Good, good. All right, we should be able to just hit delete, Kearney. Thank you. We should be able to use and work with this. Stipple Nation, prepare yourself for the stippling of a generation. How do I want to do this? What texture do I? What texture do I want to use to pull down at the underbits? And I think I'm going to use my kelp brush. thought I wanted to use my kelp brush. I'm now starting to question that because it doesn't seem to be working very well. Nope, you're not doing a good job at all, buddy. Let's grab my grass. Okay, yeah, that'll do better. Sup? Yeah. Uh-oh. That's my timer. Shit. Let's grab... I'm going to use a different eraser. Let's actually use the kelp brush for our eraser. Let's see if that ends up serving us. Because I want the jags on top, but I don't want the jags on the bottom. So we're gonna use the kelp brush to erase underneath, and use the grass brush on the upper parts. I think this is gonna work. Kelp brush plus grass lashes seems to be doing a pretty damn good job. And this will also be layered. So we're just doing a little pocket here, and then we'll probably do like another line of it, like wherever. We'll just be able to add little pockets on. But I think that's gonna end up looking really fucking good. Oi, hey Steve, it's good to see you. Yeah, this is gonna fucking work. You get these little ridge lines that are naturally inside of here. I gotta go here in a second. Just the music just isn't quite letting me go yet. Up the sides of the tree smudge brush just a little bit as we move further down the mountain. I should probably be layering this more, but right now I'm just interested in locking in this feeling. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we'll take this and break that into a separate layer. Third layer. So first layer, we're just gonna work along the ridge line here, along the tree top, the top of the hill. I see text. I think all of this is going to get covered up with the mid-ground tree line. But again, still, we want to depict it. It's important. So that's where we'll start. This is where we'll pick up next time. So tomorrow we'll continue with our trees along the ridge line.
We'll probably get the get this tree hill effect finished, and then we'll move into. I'll probably lighten the opacity on this just a little bit. I don't know. We'll consider it. It's just very dark. I wanna fade that. We'll see. Let's just trust the process. I think we'll end up being. It feels a little darker than it should be, but I think we can trust it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the brakes here, guys. Right on, Def. Thanks for the musing, and I will see y'all. I'll be back tonight. We're gonna work on the monk and the fighter, the monk and the paladin tonight. And then tomorrow morning, we'll be back doing this. Saturday morning, we'll probably work out, we'll probably redo the Ranger. And then on Monday, we'll do the Rogue and Sorcerer. And then on Thursday, we'll do the Warlock and the Wizard. And then that'll be the 12 core classes. And then Saturday, we'll do the Artificer. So a week from now, we'll do the Artificer, like a week from this Saturday, right? Artificer. And then we'll be done with our 12 base classes. And then we'll switch back to doing Bastion, Eberron, Kaiju, Mecha campaign, live stream production. So we're just kind of bouncing around doing stuff. I'm taking all the monster tokens and forest tokens and terrain tokens right now, and I'm converting them into GIF files and packaging them all up into a zip file. That's what I'm doing off screen. So that's why the Eberron Adventure isn't published yet. The PDF is done, but now I'm building all of the assets and all of the play aids and the maps and stuff. I'm building all those out for use in the VTT. So we'll get done with those soon enough. But I suspect by this time next week it'll be published. I said that last week, but we're really running out of shit to do. The PDF is done. Now we're just packaging assets. So that's it. I'm gonna kick out of here, guys. I'll be back tonight and tomorrow morning. Anyone that's new to the stream, thanks a lot for kicking through and checking this stuff out. Like, subscribe, bell icon, notifications, and I'll see you guys later. Cheers.